Hello and welcome to Community Cast number 30. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, with my lovely deep voice. You are watching the Sarcasm Gaming YouTube channel. As you can see, for the lovely little Sarcasm Gaming down here. I, of course, also run Vocta Gaming, as you can see from here, and this man is none other than Clan Mythology's NiftyNathan. Today we have another TVZ. It's nothing but Zergs on the ladder as he goes up against our Blue Zerg Vengeance on Star Station, one of the new maps, where we saw Will McMain, e.g. Chaos, get absolutely smashed by Idra at PAX East. Oh yeah, let's never let him forget that moment. So Nathan? Christ, how southern was that? So Nathan, right, he's on Clan Mythology. So yes, Nathan is on Clan Mythology, and that was founded in Manchester of the UK by Robert Winger, who sadly passed away just a bit less than a year ago, but now it's managed by a wonderful guy called Odin, who's also involved in the DSCL. Absolutely love him to bits. He seems like a great guy. And they've picked up Nathan as part of their push to go pro. Nathan is a very, very promising player, and that's why we're taking the time to look at his replays all throughout this week, up until minimum Thursday, which is tomorrow from when this video goes out. I record them all at such weird times, I kind of forget what day it is. So, if you want to see more about Clan Mythology, if you want to support them, their website is www.clan-myth.com, and I really do suggest you go do that. I will, if I remember, add a link in the description, but I can't promise I'll remember because I'm talking now, and I'm not uploading this for a couple of days, so my memory's kind of crap. So, Nathan... Ah, there it is. I was like, that must have been on screen. So, Nathan's building a command center up on the high ground, but back so that it doesn't get scouted. He's done different things against Zergs in every game so far. And even though his openings are very similar, they've been done in different manners. Like in the last game on Daybreak, we saw him build a command center on the low ground already here. But as it is this time, he's going to build it up on the high ground and before the barracks. So going to go double racks from there. You can wall off as he's doing like this. So once again, no early Zerglings can get in, but it doesn't matter so much because there's only 2 coming out from Vengeance. The standard amount for scouting, anything from 2 to 6 is pretty normal. 6 is kind of pushing it, just overdoing it that little bit. So now this is finished, it'll be interesting to see Nathan's gas timings, because of course he's gone the 2 racks early, so that he's going to take more minerals, especially when you try and go double orbital command after that first barracks is finished. As you can see, he's keeping his money incredibly low, and I just don't know the gas timings of this build. This isn't something I'm particularly familiar with, it's not something I've seen a lot of before. I'm used to the 1 rack's gasless expand in which he then double gas. So, just really waiting to see. I mean, orbital commands must come first, surely. Meanwhile, our Zerg player is just working on getting Zergling speed and creating a ton of drones. Absolutely massing drones there. Whoa! Talk about your quick double evos. 550. That definitely means something. We're going to find out what. Heart of the Swarm is new to me. I've casted a total of 1 Heart of the Swarm tournament. I have played about 8 games of Heart of the Swarm so far. So I'm learning as you guys do. I'm literally learning as I watch these casts. Just another reason I do them. I like to learn about the game. I like to learn more. I want to know what's coming out of him at this point. Of course, doesn't necessarily mean it's good. This is a huge investment early on. I assume it's going to go straight into ground carapace as well. It's the only reason I can see for getting that, and then just do a really big 1-1 Ling attack. Okay, he's morphing a lair now. He's got 2 Evo chambers, but he's only using 1 of them. I don't think this is the most optimized of strategies coming out of Vengeance. I must stress, once again, this is from before NiftyNathan was picked up by Clan Mythology. And here it comes. Movement speed of Overlords and Overseers perhaps drops. Oh, man. Crazy stuff, I don't know. But yes, this is before NiftyNathan was picked up by Clan Mythology. And because of that, he was not so great a player. He's still really good, don't get me wrong, but he's got a lot better since this. So even then I did not get to check the gas timings there because I'm an idiot. But it was a fair while ago. He's got 200 odd gas banked. I assume that's going to be for a factory. Yeah, here we go. In fact, going double factory off the back of this. We've seen Nathan before wants to get Widow Mines. That seems to be his modus operandi in TVZ. It's very, very much Widow Mines. We've got a 3rd base coming down from Vengeance. We've got more gases being added. We've still only got +1 attack on the way despite the double Evo. So I do not think that was a carefully thought out move whatsoever. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe it was totally worthwhile. Infestation Pit. Man, this is interesting. I'm really trying to get into the thought process right now of this player. He throws down a double Evo. I guess because he knows double Evo are good, but only really has the spare money and gas for +1 attack. Now moving straight into an Infestation Pit, skipping all the early tech, no Baneling Nest, no roaches, very, very vulnerable to an early attack, but this could pay off. And now the Baneling Nest comes in. This is the kind of thing where I go and scout this, and I'm like, what are you doing? I'd probably already... There's not a great deal. I'd possibly have already tried to hit the 3rd. I mean, Vengeance is actually set up pretty well. Because of the start Nathan did... Sorry, bit of a misclick there. Because of the start Nathan did, it's a very, very slow start. It's very big economically as the game progresses. And which then gives you a great setup in terms of your unit production as well. But for that first 8 or 9 minutes, it's very, very slow. You don't really have the ability to move out on the map to really put any pressure on. So with these 2 factories, we're seeing Nathan go siege tanks from one, Widow Mines from the other. We're already seeing a progression in his playstyle versus Zerg. We're seeing him start to mix tanks back in, which really excites me. Tanks are really, really good. They haven't got terrible suddenly. People need to be making them again because, oh my god, tanks are so good. We've got ourselves 9 Banelings here. This wall is not that vulnerable anymore. It's still obviously a vulnerable wall in terms of how easy it is to blow up. But with 2 Widow Mines supporting it, a tank overseeing it, we'll have another siege tank behind it as well. I think he's actually in a really good position to defend against any attacks. So now we've got +1 ground carapace nearly done. We've got +1 attack, +2 attack nearly done. And the Baneling speed, macro hatch going down at roughly the right time. Yeah, I don't mind a macro hatch going down about, finishing up about half, well, just gone 12 minutes. Wouldn't even mind seeing him try and take this base at this point. Nathan is not really going to be in a position to push out still for another little while. We've got the double armory on the way for Zem upgrades. Hive coming out of our Zerg as well. Yeah, please take this base. Just why not? You've got so much money. There's almost no risk in doing it. You're already set up well to defend it. It just seems like it's worth going for. But instead, he wants to take this one. He wants to take the far away one. Which I understand and I don't understand at the same time. I understand because you're expanding away from the Terran, which is a thing that Zergs always want to do. The thing I don't like about it is how far away it is when really your defense is Speedling, Baneling, Infesta. If Nathan scouts this, he can shut this down so hard with just a medevac. Well, obviously it needs to be full of units. You can't... Don't look at me like that. So, We've got Hellbat's already out. Hellbat's so good, we've even got Thors to help defend against the Mutas that will maybe be coming. Because we've got Double Spire going down. Let's take a quick look, because we've got some downtime here. What exactly does Nathan know about? He doesn't know about any of that tech. He knows about all this tech though, so that's really nice for him. And of course he does not know about this base yet. Even scans again. Oh, Macro Hatch. Oh, okay, that's definitely a Baneling Nest. Okay, upgrades are being worked on. But once again, we've got the Winter Mine upgrade coming. And we've got a much bigger commitment towards the mechanical side. Okay, these are biological and mechanical still, but they do benefit from the armory upgrades rather than the eBay upgrades. Just wanted to check that. It's not something I'd ever looked at before. Adrenal glands on the way. Just for that extra attack speed. Nice move here by Nathan. Vengeance will eventually kill these, but he's losing so many lings to it. Just because of the way Nathan has placed his Marines. Meaning that the Zerglings cannot get in and get enough surface area to do effective attacks. A lot of Zerglings killed there, a lot more than otherwise could have been. This Marine actually survives a bit longer. Really well done there by Nathan. Lovely, lovely juice. So the third orbital command of NiftyNathan is now finished and down. And he just moves out, again using Widowmines to defend, again using the siege tanks now in a wonderful, wonderful positioning. These could be slightly further apart, just to ensure no wasted shots. And Vengeance once again is going to expand some more. So we're seeing here this incredibly European style of expand, expand, don't ever attack. We've got Vipers out now. Vipers really good against siege tanks because they just chuck their tongues at things. Interestingly, using the hatchery to build up energy on. A lot of people build extra evolution chambers specifically for that, but nope. Gonna use that poor hatchery there. We've got the upgrades coming out. We've already got +1 attack on the way. +1 armor for flying is queued up. Greater Spire is almost done, and 12 corrupts is on the way. So this is going to be a Broodlord Viper army. Meanwhile, 2-2 for vehicles is started by NiftyNathan. And this is a heavy commitment to mech from him now. His bio is dead. It all went to that Zelnaga watchtower, and it all died, apart from this one Marine. He's like, nah, I don't want to go. So, Hellbats will form the semi-biological arm of this army. But of course they do also count as mechanical, like I said, benefiting from these upgrades. And we've got Vikings, Thors, and siege tanks with them. That's actually going to be pretty good against the Broodlord army, one might think. The Vikings will help against Broodlords, the Thors will, and the Hellbats will clean up those Broodlings and Speedlings so quickly. The real trouble is going to be these Vipers. They're going to be annoying in pulling Thors and siege tanks into range and out of position. The Banelings will not do a great deal, although they will be able to clean up Hellbats if they can get a good hit on them after they've been fungled. It's going to come a lot down to control. Now, this could be bad for NiftyNathan. He's moving across the map, but he's moving in the wrong direction. He's moving away from this army, and that's a big deal. You really want to be in a good position to fight against it. So, Broodlords are morphed. We're going to see them move in now. Coming in with the Broodlords first, but the Vikings are already there. If you could just nip in and get a few quick kills on these Broodlords, that would be fantastic. One's already down. Nice fungal, but it's not actually that great. And then all these Broodlords will die. There's no ground support. The Vipers are out of position. They're not responding quick enough. The Broodlords are all dead, and that is an awful move by Vengeance. Now the ground army moves in. But without the Broodlord support, it doesn't really do a great deal. There's all these Thors still here. And now we've just got a few Banelings, 4 Infestors, and a couple of Vipers. And the Vipers don't even do anything beyond tongue things and make it hard to see when they feel like it. They blinding cloud that one siege tank and 2 Widow Mines, and then don't actually go and attack it. So that siege tank does survive. It's already a sergeant. Getting promoted very quickly in the heat of battle. It even survives that attack. NiftyNathan looking strong here. Vengeance with some really bad, well, just unit priority. Sending in his Broodlords alone. Broodlords are not designed to do that. Here comes a huge ground army, though. This is going to be a fight and a half. The Siege Tanks are not sieged. Good Blinding Cloud. But it will not affect them here. Oh, NiftyNathan is losing so much. He's going to lose all of these Thors. And Siege Tanks to the Speedlings. He moved out of position on creep. He was not sieged up. That's the last place you want to be. Now the Widow Mines will help defend against these Zerglings, but he is going to have to use his Hellbats as well. And a few SCVs will die. NiftyNathan's still in a good position in terms of army supply. Vengeance is the one, though, with that well, map control. He's got nearly half the map now in terms of bases. Just take a quick look at the harvester count. It's 60 to 82. That's not a bad count from either of them. 82 might actually be a little bit high. Now he's got all this bank. He might just want to sack some of those off into spines or spores and free up some army supply. These Vipers need to be used in battle. They need to be doing a lot better. They need to be doing more to pull units out of position to make sure that his supporting units do not get sniped off. So we've got Ultras coming on the way. We've got 8 Ultras coming out. We've got their +2 Ultra Armor also on the way. Look at the way they explode out of those eggs. I do love that. Ultra's great against mech armies. That's really what you want. They just tank and deal so much damage. Really, really mad props to Blizzard for the way they've made Ultras not just worthwhile, but incredibly effective. And in such a good way as well, in a way that I don't really see people calling for them to be nerfed. It's not like medevac boost or such like. So missile turret trying to go down. But here comes the Ultra attack. That first Thor will fall quickly. Now, once again, no Siege Tanks. It's all Thors and Hellbats now. The Vikings will do a lot against these Vipers, but the Vipers have already used their spells. There's blinding clouds everywhere, and this Ultra army is rampaging through. I don't know if it's quite enough, but it should at the very least force a lift off here. NiftyNathan was prepared for a Broodlord attack, and all of a sudden we had the Ultra switch. That one Widow Mine pathetically ineffective there. Now the question is, how fast is Vengeance going to be able to reinforce this? He's got the money to do it, but he's making more drones. Getting a lot of upgrades out still. Focusing on those 12 Ultras on the way though. Do not know why he needs to be making drones at this point. He's already got 76 of them. But Nathan is in trouble. The one thing kind of going for him is how long he's been able to keep this repaired for. It will eventually fall to the Ultras, though. Yeah, the Vikings not going to be doing a lot. Will they land? Will they land? It's just like their cutscene. No. Thors instead, and Hellbat's going to take out these Ultras, but they've already done their job. They took out this base. They killed a ton of SCVs here. If we just take a look, 27 workers killed. And there's still 54, that's still not bad, but with killing that planetary as well, that actually puts him in a great position. Widow Mine's also being taken out across the map. And another base is already up for Vengeance. So Vengeance now has roughly, by my count, 400 bases. I think that's about accurate. Obviously this one not mining so much, this no longer mining so much, but we've got bases here, 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 here. Bases everywhere. You could take this base. He could, well, I mean, he could take all this side of the map because that mech army's not going anywhere near it. That mech army cannot stray from here. And Vengeance has the supply lead as well. He's got a ton of bank. He can do whatever he wants. Vengeance is in the best position so far. We've already seen a Zerg player against NiftyNathan. Nathan changing from his usual style, going into mech rather than his beloved Bio and Widow Mine Heartless Swarm combination. It's good to see him experimenting. Is it going so well at this point? Well, it's not great. However, we have seen NiftyNathan come back from worse deficits than this in the past. I have hope. I have faith. I have energy drink. Truly, the most important of things. Oh, mules everywhere. So many mules being thrown down there. Nathan really, really wanting that bank. Starting to increase his production as well now that he's got this base up again. Adding more factories so he can continue to produce units. He's still not quite maxed. Once again, Widow Mine's going to be incredibly ineffective against Ultras. They do a little bit of damage, but they hit like maybe 1 or 2. And here come the fungals. Here comes everything. We see no abducts. We see no blinding clouds before the Vipers die. And this actually just is not a big enough army. It's nearly pure Thor. And it turns out that works, well, pretty well. Vengeance drops drastically in supply and is now remaking with, well, Zerglings, which is not the greatest of things. Although theoretically, against these Thors with not that many Hellbats, Zerglings would be perfect. You could just run in, surround them, and the Thors can't deal the damage quick enough. He is going to need some support for this in the future. 2 Hellbats down here. That's not realistically going to be enough against, well, the pure mass of Zerglings that Vengeance can throw at him. And again, he's going to try and hit this base. There's no one I mind defending it. So a lot of SCVs will die here. Really nice move by Vengeance to come in and attack after his attack. His main push failed. Now instead, trying to harass and give himself time to rebuild his army and get in a better position to fight his opponent. NiftyNathan, though, well, what a good engagement. I mean, you can't really fault him for that. He had a great position, he used his units well, and Vengeance just plummeted in terms of supply. So now we've got Flyer attacks level 3 on the way, Carapace for Flyers level 3 on the way. We've got more Ultras coming out, we've got 4 more Vipers, even though they're not being used that effectively. Like to see those just use their abilities a bit more, if I'm being completely honest. They're not all that great. I'd rather see him get some, well, Broodlords or Muters or something out. Rather than Vipers, because he's not been using those abilities very well. More bases being taken though by Vengeance, which is nice. He's going to run in here with some Lings, but he's going to have to back off incredibly quickly. That army is still there, still in position. Nathan, well, still just waiting for another good engagement. Nathan just content to sit on bases for as long as he wants, but they will mine out. I mean, this is going to start to get destroyed by the mills, as will these. Already 2 bases gone. Eventually he's going to start to run out of money, so he wants to push, and here comes that push that I was just mentioning. Thors, and more Thors. Engaging in a good position. Range versus melee. Climbing up like this and using that ramp means the Ultra Splash is doing less damage than it potentially could if they got a better attack. More Thors can attack than Ultras, is what I'm trying to say. These hatcheries will die, and well, so will Vengeance. This push is just too strong to stop. And we do not have the correct units out. We've got 26 Muters on the way, but against a million Thors, not going to do it. NiftyNathan now showing that he can mech as well as he can bio in Heart of the Swarm. Is going to be taking Vengeance down. Just an inexorable march into the main. He is being rallied over the top of the Thors and Vikings. And goodbye to yet another Zerg player, NiftyNathan. Really showing us that his TVZ is incredibly strong. It's a matchup he enjoys a lot. I know he's not enjoying TVP so much, but hopefully he continues to improve on it, and will continue his push up into Dem Pro Leagues. The game is not quite finished yet. Vengeance is still going to hold out for a while, but nope! Vengeance gets out of the game, as he should, because he got soundly destroyed. A few bad engagements from Vengeance, but some great defense by NiftyNathan, building up that 200 mech army. One, if not the most powerful armies available in the game, apart from, say, mass carriers. So guys, thanks very much once again for watching on this gorgeous Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow with the last of our mythic? He's not mythic, he's definitely real. Of our Myth NiftyNathan replays. Once again, huge thanks to NiftyNathan. Huge thanks to his clan for sending me these replays, allowing me to cast them for the Sarcasm Gaming Community Cast. I've been your host, the Vocal Terrorist Jesse Rain, and I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good day. See you all soon.